Hi Big Brooke and hi 3AF. I hope that your home learning is going okay and that you and your family are all well and healthy. It's 3 o'clock, so normally we'd be doing our 3 o'clock read by now. I'm going to start reading you a new book. It is one of my Twisted Tales, Once Upon a Dream. I'm just going to read you the blurb so we have a bit of a background. Discover what would have happened if a kiss from the prince didn't wake Sleeping Beauty. The handsome prince is poised to kiss the beautiful sleeping princess and live happily ever after, but as soon as his lips touch hers, he too falls asleep. It is clear that this tale is far from over. Now, Princess Aurora must escape from a dangerous and magical land created from her own very own dreams. With Maleficent's agents following every move, Aurora needs to discover who her true friends are and, most importantly, who she really is. Consider the dragon. A dragon was dead. A giant black and purple fire-breathing dragon from the very pits of hell itself was dead somewhere outside the castle. Thorns were falling from the battlements like rain, making curiously pleasant wooden sounds on the grounds of the bailey. Many strange and dire things were happening to an ancient keep that had already endured enough unusual treatment for the past 16 years. The handsome prince had killed the dragon with the help of 3 strange little fairies he now followed. Without them, he would have done no good whatsoever. Without them, he would never have been able to hurl the sword magically into the one spot that would easily kill the beast. Without them, he wouldn't have had the enchanted sword in the first place. Without them, he would have still been rotting in the evil fairy's dungeon, waiting impatiently for 100 years to pass so he could break his true love's spell, as an old man. Still, the dragon nagged at the back of his mind like a mosquito. A slain dragon should be something. There should be a pause, an astounded moment of silence, when he and the fairies and anyone else watching would take a breath and acknowledge the incredible deed that had just been accomplished. He had no illusions that it was all due to him. Still, he was a prince. It was a dragon. The dragon was dead. Shouldn't there be an intermission? Something? And also, there were some unresolved details about the dragon and its death. The fire, for instance. It looked like the dragon had set most of the forest alight. Was it still raging? Would it ignite the woody thorns that surrounded the castle and the village? Would the whole place just be one giant bonfire waiting to explode? Was there, in fact, any dragon body left at all? Or had it turned back into Maleficent? Had he been battling a dragon that had temporarily been in fairy form? Or had the fairy transformed herself into the beast? Was it really from hell? Or was that more a hypothetical thought on the fairy's part? And yet, still he climbed steps into the silent, drowsing castle. The girl who was destined to sleep 100 years had only been unconscious for a few hours, along with the rest of her kingdom. Already the air inside had that cool, musty smell, unusually associated with the bedrooms of those who didn't move much, very great-grandmothers, for instance. The fairy's wings fanned up tiny tornadoes of encroaching dust. The dragon faded in his mind as he fought off the strange presence of the magical sleep, the good fairy's spell affecting even those who it wasn't meant for. Murky, dim halls only added to his feeling of swimming thought through the castle while kicking his legs towards the sun. For that is what he attained in defeating the dragon, the girl, Sunlight herself. He first saw her in a ray of sunshine. She was dancing and singing in a forest clearing, her golden hair sparkling as it swirled around her. Her voice was the very essence of happy, sunny day distilled into song. She was as weightless on her toes as golden motes in a drowsy beam floating their way up to the ceiling. Very soon he would now kiss the girl, break the spell, wake the girl, wake everyone, and they would marry, and there would be happily ever afters for all. Or something. The fairies weren't exactly explicit when they had come out of nowhere. freed him, helped him kill the dragon, and led him to this set of stairs where they were carefully climbing. Somehow his girl from the clearing was mixed up with fairies and witches and dragons and castles, this unfamiliar castle, where he had been taken as a child to see the drooling baby he would once marry. It turned out the forest girl was the princess. Not that it mattered to the prince. He was willing to end up in a convention and marry a peasant for love. This was, however, a lot more convenient for everybody. As he entered the bedroom, these thoughts were discarded to the same mental pile of ashes where the dragon lay. For there was his sleeping beauty. No, pleasant girl she. Now she wore the proper attire of a princess. He must have somehow always known that she was. A blue gown, as pure as the sky, white wings of cloth above her shoulders, like an angel's. Lips closed, but not tight. Dreamless, without the tension of any emotion. Philip paused, overcome with her beauty. Did a fairy make a noise? Did he feel some external force pushing him to hurry up with it? The dragon was dead. There were a million explanations waiting. There was a sleeping girl before him, dying to wake up. He kneeled, pressing his own lips ever so softly to hers. Immediately, his knees crumbled. He fell, his head hitting the soft quilt, and sat in bolsters on her bed. His last thought, before sleep and someone else's dreams overcame him. That damn dragon. Did anybody make sure it was actually dead? I'm going to stop there because I think that's a really good cliffhanger. Do you think the dragon's really dead? I think, by the sounds of the blurb, I think the dragon is dead, but there's still some sort of spell on Aurora that's making now the prince fall asleep. And now it's going to be Aurora's turn to try and wake him up. But I don't know that yet. I've only read that first chapter. What are you thinking? Why don't you tell the adults or a sibling what you think about what's going to happen next in that story, and we can come back to that tomorrow. Have a really lovely rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!